Put your children to bed.
Kids don't need to hear what's about to happen.
Podcrack has returned.
HBK, the lady lover, the king of pleasure.
It's the most hated Ock, baby.
Oh, please say the baby.
You tuned in to Podcrack.
8-Bit Paul.
AKA 5 the Fresh.
Podcrack in this bitch.
Yo, it's your boy Matt, the Mad Titan. We the Bloods with attitude, and this is the party dude.
Barely.
Anybody else I talk to about this shit, they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's why Podcrack must exist.
Podcrack, real raw and unmotherfucking cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special episode of Podcrack. It is none other than your brother, the Heartbreak, the one-man gang himself. And I'm joined by the latest and the greatest, a few of your favorites. As I look to my left, fresh to death, it is Ock, baby. It is the soothsayer, the man, the man that would foretell the future, huh? The prince that was promised. It is Ock, baby. Ock, please say, if we are now in the throes of the most desperate place that Marvel has ever been, in the aftermath of the Robert Downey Jr. casting as Victor Von Doom.
Victor Von. What's the famous Robert Downey Jr. line?
You know.
That's good enough. Remind me of when I'd asked you guys. Well, next time I want your opinion of Fantastic Four, I'll pay for it. Yes, they've been in dire straits for years, and they've been ignoring it. It's a part of a cancer that we have in America, where we believe that no matter what evidence you see in front of your face, if we just tell you the opposite, you will believe the opposite. And it started with Trump saying a thing and then being asked about it and saying, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? And just say, they call it double speech in 1984. Like, we really want to get into it. But they'll just say things that don't mean the things that they say, and then they say other things that kind of mean that, and they just confuse everybody. So they have failure after failure after failure after failure, and they pretend that they've been on the most successful run they've ever been on. Even though we can see that all of a sudden HBO Plus is available on other stations, and they're starting to lease out their fucking wait, this HBO product is on another fucking app now? What the fuck? Wait a minute, it's a fucking Time Warner merger with HBO? With the fucking History Channel bought HBO? What the fuck, dude? Projects you've been planning for 1,300 years have been canned, nigga. What the fuck? Everything's going exactly how we wanted to go. Disney, we love Disney. Everything is everything, my nigga. So yeah, he called me the soothsayer because I predicted that Disney would come out with a DeadPool movie. It would be rated R, and it would be ultra successful. Right? I called this years ago. And the reason why I called that is because they like money. And the reason why I know that they are in dire straits, and that's why they're calling back, oh boy, is because they like money, man. And they're losing a lot of it every day. Disney is losing money. And that's something that the shareholders don't like, buddy. So you got to call out all the stops. Nigga, bring back Robert Downey Jr. Nigga, dig up the dead bones of whoever died lately. Nigga, put him back on the screen. Nigga, bring the Hulk back. Everything, reverse all orders. There's just some things they can't reverse. But and I think
I don't know. I think they have a flatbed full of money for that. I don't know if there's anything they can't reverse now. But,
no, because there's some things that are just set to come out that they need to Batgirl or Supergirl it or whatever the hell that movie was that DC canceled. They need to just go ahead and cancel whatever it is. They need to let go of fucking Agatha Harkness. They need to let that shit the fuck go. They need to put that shit out somewhere on an app on Tubi or some shit. Like, no one needs to see that shit.
But the song was #1 for a week.
Yeah, and fucking Drake songs was #1 for a week too, man. He had to let the Heart Part 6 go as well. So, like, fucking that, like, like what's another shit that fucking Blade? Let that shit the fuck go, nigga. Let it go. There's some hiccups coming that's going to stop all this momentum, but they like money, and this is what I couldn't understand. I'm like, yo, Sean. I'm like, yo, Matt. How is it that they're still putting out this garbage, my nigga? When are they gonna understand? Nobody cares about these bitches. Nobody cares about these sidekickers. Like, come on, my nigga. Get rid of this shit. Go get some characters. These niggas went and got the X-Men. They gotta get saved by the X-Men, my nigga. That's where they gotta pump the money.
Yeah. I mean, tis true. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get into it as we do about this time. And as I look further around the room, I see the Matt Titan in this bitch. M-A-2-T's. It's Matt. Now you, in a similar line of questioning, is there any reality or any earth or any variation of this thing we know as life where Dr. Doom is a very quick interchangeable switch out for Kang the Conqueror?
Oh, man, I think it's already happened. Like,
no, I'm saying, is there? But I'm saying they said this is the script writer for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday, now titled Avengers Doomsday. When the whole Jonathan Majors situation was going down, they said, whatever, if something is to happen, we can easily switch out Dr. Doom for Kang.
Man, I think Doom works better as a villain, but I don't know, man. They already wasted so much like time.
If
and,
the
like,
train, if
movies on
the
Kang.
train already left the station, I don't know, man. I have doubts that they're that crafty or that gifted that they can say, oh, you know what? We'll just erase this right here, put a line through that, and that's Dr. Doom now instead of Kang. Yeah.
Kang's already dead though, man. Like, there's no way they could get him to work. Like, I think no matter what variant we saw of Kang, is just not gonna work, man. People like.
Oh, it sucked.
Not,
no. The Kang storyline sucked. Absolutely. Yeah. So.
Kind of a waste. So
this is why I don't quite like your thesis and what is don't quite, and the evidence don't quite bear out, because if it's so hard for them to switch the villain out, then that means we have to bring back Kang, and nobody wants that. Nobody, including Jonathan Majors at this point, wants that. Nobody at Disney and Marvel wants that. So the only course of action is to just scrap it, my nigga. Like, it wasn't working when you thought it was working. And now that all the controversy happened, even though you were proven wrong and the video proves that he didn't do nothing, we're just happy to be free of him.
Yeah.
Let's move the company in another direction.
When is the first time we saw Kang? We saw him in
Loki
season 1.
And that's the other thing. They've been on, my bad, but they've been, his character work or his shit has basically been on the app. And like I said, the app has been a failure.
Yeah.
Nobody's
but it was still out the gate though, is what I'm saying.
They could bring that bitch back in the gate, my nigga. Like, it's not just change course. Cut niggas out. Just rewrite the shit under with new writers. Do whatever you have to, nigga. They are desperate, nigga. It is time to call out all the stops, nigga. Aruga, nigga. Aruga.
But I mean, we're gonna get into it, man. But I think, I don't know if they can right the ship, to be honest with you.
They better do something though. That fucking iceberg they done hit the iceberg already, nigga. Like, you better do something.
But I think the big ass wooden steering wheel is underwater, my nigga, and they're trying to go to the left, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, today we are here to talk about the box office sensation. You know what I mean? We're
Is
here to
it?
talk.
Have we checked the
Yeah, I
numbers?
think it did 425 million over already.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's which we are talking about is Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool 3. Gentlemen. As we pass it around the room, what are the thoughts?
My thought is it was highly enjoyable. I expected it to be because I don't believe that the guy who was his name
Ryan
the guy
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, he loves it. This movie's near and dear to his heart. This character is near and dear to his heart, and I don't think he's going to let a bad movie be released. So I knew it was going to be good, and I came in expecting it to be good, and I was entertained. And there's for a second I gave a thought. I'm like, these motherfuckers only was in like 3 locations this whole movie and shit. Like,
Oh boy, yeah, boy, you're talking straight to me right now. But go ahead.
but I was like, isn't that kind of smart? Especially when you know, like, I'm not gonna get into it yet, but when you know Marvel is kind of like committing failures, let's keep
Yeah.
it simple. Let's give the people what they want. Let's go from there. I think
Well-
they executed on all fronts, really.
Yeah, if it's one thing that Ryan Reynolds knows how to do, because this is the genesis of Deadpool, is making a movie on a budget. You know what I'm saying? Doing it on a shoestring budget where, hey, just give me the right to do it. That's all I want. If you give me the right to do it, we gonna fund most of this shit ourselves. And you know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna have to spend a dollar on it. Just give me the right to do it. Was his plea to Fox, you know what I'm saying? To revive this character out of the failure that was X-Men Origins. And it was fucking a box office fireworks. When the fireworks went off at the box office. So and which is why we are here today. Matt, initial thoughts leaving the theater.
I think it was a very good movie, man. I thought it was very successful. I had a couple things here and there, but overall, I thought it was a good movie, even though I think it was a weaker Deadpool movie, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Okay.
It does. Very, very credible opinion right there. I'm gonna kind of speak to both of y'all's points, which is for me when I was watching it, kind of like Endgame, man. I didn't know how much of it was good movie and how much of it was fan service crafted specifically for me to appeal to the things that I love.
Mhm.
But there was at some point where I'm like, they ain't really been nowhere. They ain't did nothing. And we already into the movie. And then I had to tell myself, hey, shut the fuck up. You're enjoying yourself though. And I said, yeah, you're right about that. And I think it accomplished.
That was exactly my internal monologue. Yep.
Yeah. So and so that's kind of what I was saying as far as I don't know what this spells. Even though I enjoyed myself, I love the shit. I would go back and see it again, given the opportunity. I don't know how much it speaks to Marvel writing the ship. That's what
no. Let me speak to you. They're going to learn all the wrong lessons again.
Let's get to it, gentlemen. Let's get to it. What are the things we loved? What are the things we disliked? Let's get into it.
Okay.
Take it away, my brother.
I'm gonna jump in there. And I didn't have any notes for this movie because shout outs to Prim and the other reviewers on YouTube and all that type of shit. When you try to review a comedy, you are setting yourself up for failure.
Absolutely.
They didn't do it on purpose because their object was to entertain you and make you laugh. The story that they tell is in service of that. So all the best comedies have a decent storyline and they have the gags. So I feel what Matt was saying, like as a Deadpool movie, as a movie, I can see you saying it's the lesser movie. The first one had a lot of heart to it, had a lot of story, whatever. The second one had a little less heart to it, but there were a couple of things in that, you know, he's trying to save a kid. He's trying to do all this kind of stuff. He's sad. He wants to sacrifice himself, whatever. This one was a lot of not that. Like, I don't even think his loved ones or anyone he knew was even close to like getting hurt. They had to explain the idea that maybe something's going to happen in the future existentially. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't even set up like a real plot. But like you said, Sean, it just doesn't matter. When your aim is just to entertain, that's really what happened. Deadpool is almost like a cartoon character in real life. He's like a lot of mask and such. You know what I'm saying? And there are things that I'm just going to forgive in a movie when I'm extremely entertained. And I think that's what Marvel has forgotten. That's what most of these superhero movies forgotten. We were all judging you on a sliding scale in the first place, my nigga. Like, I love the original Thor. I love the original Captain America. Nigga, you don't belong in the same conversation with Malcolm X and The Sin of a Woman, my nigga. You're not on the same scale.
Right.
You're not on the same scale. Your job is to entertain me and to make me, and I'm going to forgive some of the stuff as long as I'm entertained. But if you make Thor 2 the fucking boring fucking elf film, nigga, I'm not going to forgive any of your stupidity because I'm not entertained. So all I have left is judging you by the scale of Sin of the Woman, and I'm like, this is stupid. So I think with Deadpool, the movie entertains you enough to where you could just let the shit slide that doesn't really make sense or doesn't fit congruently. And at the end of the day, that's all they're shooting for. This movie isn't a fucking superhero movie. This movie is a comedy with ultra violence and action, more comedy, and a little bit of story.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
if you don't think it's funny, the movie ain't for you. But if you think it's funny, then you should love the movie.
Okay. Let me say this, man. Like, my big moral dilemma in this movie is, for everybody that loves it and hates She-Hulk, I want to know why. She-Hulk did the exact same thing. Fourth wall breaking, brought Kevin Feige in, did the exact same thing, and it sucked horribly.
But it did it horribly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we'll forgive
I can't
anything.
speak to it because I ain't watch it.
Oh, damn, bro. Come on now. You gotta shovel this bullshit into, you know what I'm saying, into your gullet.
Let's hold on. So before you talk about why you didn't watch it, let's just go ahead and timestamp this for the demonetization moments that Kaylee's gonna surely bring you to this channel right now.
Sorry, Ma. I'm sorry, Mama.
Women, I didn't watch it because women aren't funny, buddy.
My nigga.
They already started out on the wrong foot, buddy. Right? I saw their version of women comedy, and it was Wonder Woman Goes Shopping. It was a montage of her trying on different clothes with her fat friend. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I wasn't going. I wasn't turning on She-Hulk. Not after their string of failures.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
Green Ally McBeal just wasn't gonna get it, my nigga. And they could have did the exact same thing, copy and paste, carbon copy. I just don't care.
Just don't care.
I'm not willing to. The things that I was willing to excuse about this movie, and not saying that there was a whole bunch of glaring pieces of shit in this movie.
There were some problems. If you
there was some problems, but once again, am I so invested that I'm willing to just look over it? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, but there's a portion of things, right? There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, I'm bought in with Deadpool. I love the first one. I love the second one. I'm preordained to love this one, right? You have to go out of your way to make me hate this shit, right? In 1999, right? People would have said, "Hey, a tall nigga playing Wolverine." Yeah, okay, cool.
I did say that. I did say that.
A Wolverine that doesn't know fucking Sabretooth. What the fuck?
Oh,
like,
angry.
You know what I'm saying?
I still feel the anger right now, man.
Right, but it's been 24 years. So you're including Wolverine. Last time I saw Wolverine, it was nothing but good. He left me on a good note. You know what I'm saying? He left me on a sad note. Nigga died, R.I.P. but he left me on a good note, right? So once again, you're including two elements that I'm very invested in. All right,
Talk that shit. And to
She-Hulk.
answer your question real quick, Matt, let me jump back in. Tag me in, Sean.
Go ahead on, brother. You know what I'm saying?
The difference between She-Hulk and Deadpool is what I assume is the difference between Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder, my nigga.
Come on, talk
Like,
to these niggas.
one
Niggas,
way is
talk through them.
one way is comedy and writing done right and story done right, and one way is fucking inane bullshit that should have never seen the light of day.
Yes.
And should be burned on fire, my nigga.
Yes, my nigga.
Sean, you're tagged back in, brother.
My nigga, it's the difference between the Naked Gun and Mr. Bean, my nigga. Like,
wait a minute.
What's up, man? Fuck Mr. Bean, nigga. He'll turn, my nigga.
I'm off your team. I'm off your team. I love Mr. Bean. What the fuck you talking about, nigga?
Akira, let me introduce you to the barbershop window, my nigga.
Marty Jannetty is such a coward. He threw himself through the glass to get away from Sean.
But nah, man. Take it off of that though. But nah, man. Listen, I already thought that the woman playing She-Hulk was unattractive to begin with. So you lost me right there. You lost me right there because to all my years, right? I've always thought that She-Hulk was supposed to be very sexy, right? That was when Tony Stark was beating the walls down. I said, "Oh, this got to be a bad bitch." So then you cast the fumbling and bumbling chick with the I'm not.
Yeah, in real life, She-Hulk is a real life, but in the comic book, She-Hulk is a fucking lawyer who's confident anyway. And when she gets the fucking She-Hulk gamma rays and shit, all it does is augment all her strengths, and she doesn't have
strength and looks, man. I mean, her outward appearance, but she's already
she's not
shit.
Insane like Bruce Banner and shit, right?
Yeah, exactly. But she's her, and so this shit breaking the fourth wall. I didn't know that I wanted to sleep with Daredevil, but now I guess I slept with. Why doesn't anybody want me for just me? Like, I don't stop talking to me. Get back in the scene.
Also the difference. I'm tagging back in, Sean.
Go ahead, brother.
Also, the difference is Deadpool is basically in Deadpool 3, in more so than any of the other movies, but all of them are basically parodies. He's speaking about, especially in 3, he's speaking about the failures of these movies through his own movie and shit. So he's more so like, Naked Gun than anything else. You know what I'm saying? He's more so like scary movie type of shit. Yeah. He's parodying a lot of the shit. And She-Hulk, they thought they were creating a good show, my nigga. They was like, I got the keys, my nigga. I got the key to a hit. Nah. And you know what I'm saying? Like, no. They didn't even know how fucking courtrooms worked, my nigga. They didn't even know how courtrooms work. They didn't even know law to even write something that made a semblance of sense, my nigga. Nah, it's not the same.
But like to what Ox said, and I really don't want this to be the She-Hulk episode, but but
get tagged back in. Get him some more. Get him.
I'm hulking up, brother. Like Deadpool is talking to you as if he's sitting there with you, talking to you in the movie, too loud, where the person in the back, sitting behind you, is annoyed by all of y'all's commentary. So I'm down with that conversation, right? Because I'm invested in this property or these properties or this genre. So I want to talk to you about those things, the same things that we sit on here and talk about all the time. Like I said, She-Hulk is having conversations with me about her fucking dating life. I don't include me in that conversation because I would have never had that conversation with you to begin with.
In the first place.
So that's the difference.
And not her dating life, about the bitch who wrote it dating life, my nigga.
Exactly. So when she goes to visit Kevin Feige and it's a computer it falls flat because I don't give a fuck. Like, you gave me 8 episodes of shit. This joke right now definitely not gonna land. I don't give a fuck. But I say all that to say thanks a lot, Matt. Thanks a lot, man. We almost made it to some monetization, man. We was right there.
One day.
One day.
She-Hulk they get into an accident, and She-Hulk somehow saves Bruce Banner instead of the other way around. Remember how She-Hulk was created? Bruce Banner gave her a fucking blood transfusion and shit. Yeah. Somehow it was the opposite. Can you all tell me? I didn't watch the show. Didn't that happen?
Yeah, so in the comics, Bruce Banner gives her blood transfusion, and in the show, they have accidents. She saves Bruce Banner. Aliens pick up Bruce Banner. She walks to a bar. Immediately gets almost raped by 5 guys. And then punks out. This is real.
What happened? How was this explained?
He bled on her. Because he got, in an auto accident, he got cut and bled Hulk blood. And bleeds on her, intravenous drug use or some shit. And like Matt said, she walked in some little roadside bar, looks in the mirror, turns green. And yeah, because guys oogled her on her way in. So now
multicultural guys, by the way. There was a white guy, a guy with dreads, an Asian guy. It was perfectly balanced
multicultural gang of rapists.
There's even one butch woman on there and shit.
Oh my god.
Guy in a wheelchair, you got the whole 9 yards, man.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why that show falls flat. That's why her shaking her ass with Meg Thee Stallion falls flat. It just is all crap. It's crap. But to get back to Deadpool and Wolverine, gentlemen. Did we all say what we liked about it? Did we all say what
I think you were the only one that didn't say what you liked. I'll just say this: it was funny as fuck. It was so funny that I feel like I need to watch it again because I couldn't hear half the things he was saying. Like, I would laugh at something like, "Oh, that's a good one." Then somebody else will laugh at the next one. Then the person next to me will laugh at the third one. And then while he's on the 4th and the 5th, I can't even hear it because of the cacophony of laughs and shit, man.
Yeah, I was a little mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. My theater didn't laugh as much as I needed them to.
Oh wow.
This has been and this is one of those times, one of those rare occasions, because I go to the movies on a regular basis, that I was actually in the theater that was packed. And I don't know when the last time I could say that happened. But yeah,
that's how you get the 450 million. But
exactly. But I was laughing out loud though. Which another thing that doesn't happen often. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I think like I was in there with complete and total geeks.
Yeah.
Niggas
that
you
went
on
clapping. Thursday, right? Both of y'all went on Thursday.
Yeah. So people were clapping at the cameos, man. Dude.
Yeah, so y'all got the full force of niggas that are invested. I love it.
Yeah, I was getting people going, yes. I heard that often. Yes. So fucking awesome. Like, all right, but it's just code.
Okay, so that lends to a question I wanted to ask. How did y'all feel about the cameos? How did y'all feel about which people they chose to cameo? How did y'all feel about, some people may have been missing? What did y'all think? What did y'all feel about that?
I mean, I thought it was really interesting because I think the best stuff was is this like a spoiler, like completely spoiler?
Oh, spoilers.
Okay. Because it's going to be kind of hard not to talk about, especially when you talk about cameos. But it has a range of like, I thought some of the people like happy on whatever, and I don't really care. I'm kind of sick of seeing them. But when it came to like some of the ones that nobody saw coming, like the Wesley Snipes, the Electra, Channing Tatum, that was great. That was played respectfully to the characters, which is kind of the point of them bringing them on. Like, they wanted like ultimate justice at the end. Even Electra got her justice, and I thought that was pretty interesting to actually give them, not play them up for laughs, because I thought that they were gonna even like I don't want to say disrespect, but like kind of treat him like Task Force X in Suicide Squad or the Deadpool 2, yeah, like with everybody immediately gets eviscerated, but like they handled their characters and gave him like actual justice, and I thought that was really interesting. That was a pretty good move.
Yeah, a very interesting iteration of I would kind of say the Midnight Suns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. Even like some of them where I thought I was like, well, damn, I wonder why they used that version of the Juggernaut, the Vinnie Jones version of the Juggernaut, without getting Vinnie Jones when the person who played Juggernaut in Deadpool 2 is in the movie, and that being Ryan Reynolds himself. And then, but I see that the way the helmet is crafted, you want that smaller helmet to go on Cassandra at the end of the movie. So all spoilers, but no, I enjoyed all of the cameos. What did you feel?
I enjoyed the cameos greatly. I thought the fucking Captain America swerve was perfect.
Mhm.
I laughed and then looked at my company and she was like, had this face on like, what are you laughing at? And I was like, yeah, I'll tell you later. But yeah, it was all good. And I didn't mind it. I thought they missed the chance for him to say Juggernaut bitch and go ahead and bring that into 2024.
Yeah.
I guess they didn't want to pay any royalties to the real niggas of YouTube and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought yeah, your exact reasoning why they used that one. I think the Deadpool version of Juggernaut is still alive in his thing, so it wouldn't make sense for him to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like they wouldn't have got a chance to prune him yet because his whole timeline was about to get the fuck on out of there. So
right.
And he would still be there. And I'm still waiting, the fucking all the things you missed in Deadpool. I'm still waiting for them to call out all the different people who were there. That was my one problem. That's one of the problems I had with the movie that I also have from the X-Men movies. They would just have a whole slew of characters and you wouldn't know who was who or what was what because they got no real screen time. And to this day, there's characters on the screen that we have no idea what they did or who they are or who they're supposed to be. So there was a lot of like background characters that it's kind of hard to tell who they are.
Well, I mean, that was kind of one of the things I was kind of really trying to keep my eyes open and look. And like, you obviously see Azazel, and that looks like the guy that played him in X-Men First Class. Like he looks spot on with him. I saw Toad. I don't think it was Ray Park just because it didn't have a speaking role, but it looked damn near like him. And I think about Space Jam 2 when they used every piece of IP they had, and those people look nothing like the actors in those respective movies. But obviously, like I said, they had Juggernaut. I saw Lady Deathstrike in the back.
Yep.
She had a lot of the fighting too.
Yeah. And I want to say that was Psylocke that had the whip, the kinetically charged whip, but I'm not sure.
I thought I saw Psylocke too.
Yeah. Pyro, obviously he had a major part in the movie, which was
I wonder why they chose him.
I think it was probably because you can get him. That's number one. Number two, here's one thing. So I'm gonna go to this and then go into something else. I maybe it was because if you're gonna have the Johnny Storm swerve, then you need somebody that's not gonna be agitated by him raining down fire. So I thought that played into itself well. But I guess there's a point about that Johnny Storm cameo that I'm gonna try to come back to later. Let me ask y'all this. Well, no, let me ask you this. Ak, what did you think about the Midnight Suns, my nigga? Were you just happy to be there like Wesley Snipes' toupee?
I actually thought, I was like, what the fuck is going on with Wesley Snipes? Then I remember that nigga's 72
92 pounds now. Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, yeah, I remember a time when we were all like, just let Wesley Snipes play him. Please don't. Please don't let Wesley Snipes. That nigga old as shit, and he know it, and we know it, nigga. But it's good that he got a payday. because I'm sure he got paid handsomely for that shit.
Yeah.
And if he got any back royalties built in his contract, he gonna get paid for a while. So that Ryan really looked out because I heard they hated that nigga.
And they kind of spoke to that, which is very interesting.
What'd they say?
Oh man, I forgot the actual line, but he kind of said that he kind of spoke to them not getting along, or something like, I thought you hated it, or something like that. I forget the actual line. I probably have to see the movie again a couple times.
See, that's what I'm saying. I missed a lot of the dialogue, but yeah, I mean, I fucked with it.
What do you think about the?
I didn't care, but I didn't care about X-23. I'm sorry, I just didn't like. I'm not as reverent of her character, especially for them to bring her into the new world, man. I wasn't. I just really. I wanted cute. All of them to. I was ready for all of them to die.
I thought the addition of X-23 was cute because she was such a big part of Logan, and if you're gonna bring Wolverine back, I feel like she's now baked into his story. I mean, so is Sabretooth, and they didn't bring back my nigga Lee Schreiber. Justice for Lee Schreiber out here. Hashtag. What did we think about the man who's been training for years and years and years? Channing Tatum as Gambit.
It's a good way to show us that we didn't want more.
It can't work. Yeah, good way of showing what cannot work. Yeah. Absolutely. When I saw his fat face roll out, dude, I was just like, I'm so glad we never got this movie.
It was gonna be a solo movie.
So glad. It's like kind of solo movie. I mean, we're living in this weird era, man, where we get to see how bad these things are with him. Oh my God, what's the guy in the Flash movie that played Superman? Oh my God, Nicolas Cage. We get to see all the stuff that just thank God. Thank God.
Bullets we have dodged.
Yeah, absolutely.
I learned a long time ago. I bought a Gambit comic book. That thing was boring as fuck. It followed him on a mission to steal some shit. Nigga, I was like, nigga, I wanted to burn that shit, nigga.
How long did he have the jacket on, my nigga?
My nigga, the whole time, nigga. That was like a whole page dedicated to how sweaty he was in the duster, nigga. While he was hiding in a closet, waiting for these people to think to steal some shit. I'm like, nigga, yes, we'll just accept that he's the greatest thief. We don't need to see that shit on the page, nigga. Nah, this ain't that kind of party. Yeah, nah, Gambit cannot work in no solo film. Gambit is an X-Men, nigga. Put him in the X-Men film, man.
Yeah, complimentary hero for sure.
Although I'll be honest with you, I didn't care all that much. Jennifer Garner as Elektra. Wasn't the biggest fan of it when it existed, but she was fine. She was fine in this movie.
What were you saying, Matt?
It was fine. I didn't want to swap the topic. I was going to talk about something that I wanted to get your opinions on. Kind of was annoying to me.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me highlight one more cameo real quick, and then Matt, we're gonna switch to you. What did we think about, as many times Marvel likes to do these little workshops? You know what I'm saying? And some we see like John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic didn't pan out. But what do we think about Wolverine? What do we think about Henry Cavill as Wolverine?
Oh man, that was awesome.
I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, I guess people were laughing because he said it was Calverine. I thought it was awesome because that detail where he does the classic fist cock with the Wolverine claws. I thought that was hilarious. That was just great, man. Icing on top of the cake. I was waiting to see Danny DeVito's Wolverine, but that was absolutely awesome.
Yeah. No, I liked the little. Yeah, I did like the Wolverine montage.
That was real fucking funny when they showed us the comic book appropriate Wolverine. That's
oh yeah.
Because I gotta look at what I have been asking for my whole life, nigga. And I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh man. Man, when they were going through that montage, I don't want to say this because this is the ultimate of nicking. when he was like, "Yo, Wolverine," when he's had the brown costume, he's like, "Yo, man, this is OG costume. That's a costume you fought the Hulk in." I'm like, "No, it's not." Wait, I love the costume. It ain't one you fought the Hulk in.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Which
But
was
yeah,
another cameo, the Incredible Hulk. Like,
yes,
perfect time.
I liked it. But Matt, what you got for us?
Does that make y'all want to see Incredible Hulk versus Wolverine? Because that's something they're thinking about making.
No, absolutely.
Not really.
I'm done. I'm kind of so sick and tired of the. I want to see these heroes fight. That was kind of what the Avengers too. But what if Iron Man fought the Hulk? It's like, okay, but then like, what if Captain America and Thor fought? And it's like, okay, they're gonna be weird, dumb stalemates. I don't want to see them. I don't care.
And at the end of the day, it's not going to be what the movie is going to be about. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, they're going to come to the, okay, good one.
So that being said, how did y'all feel about this action? Because that was all this was. Them niggas fought 15 times.
I'm gonna be honest with you. When they fought in the 20th Century Fox lot or whatever you want to call it, I was cool with it. I was like, I had my feel, and then they fought in the minivan, and I was like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never got tired of it, but I never, like, once they did it the first time, I didn't really need it another time, but I didn't hate it either. So yeah.
So let me ask you this, man, because like the one thing that like I kind of wish I had was I feel like both villains were pretty lame. Like I feel like Paradox is lame, and I feel like Cassandra Nova. There was a lot there. I think the actors are awesome. I just didn't like them in the movie. Like I thought that they were just a waste. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
But that goes into my little feeling from the beginning of saying that I'm not even sure if they're giving me a story. I'm just here for the fan service because it's designed for me. It's catered to me. I felt like they shoehorned the TVA in there just because that's what Marvel's been doing. You know what I'm saying? And so Paradox goes into that.
That was my problem.
And with Cassandra Nova, I mean, once again, like I felt like they started at the end and worked their way back. And it was like, how can we get them out of here? And I mean, they could have just had somebody open up a portal on some Doctor Strange shit, but you know,
exactly what they did.
Yeah. But I didn't hate it, didn't love it. Matter of fact, I'm almost glad they gave me boring villains so that because that wasn't the thing I was gonna be focused on either way.
I didn't think Cassandra Nova was boring. I don't know a lot about her in the first place. I think the whole idea of her backstory and all that, I think it's stupid. I don't understand why that's a character that was created. Was her comic book that she was in, was that a popular run?
I don't know, popular. That's
yeah. I think the idea she was in the womb and she recreated her body. All that's just dumb to me. I don't like it, but whatever. I thought her depiction in the movie was decent. I'm glad they did it here and went ahead and killed her, so I don't have to see her in any other movies. I don't know how y'all feel about her as a character. I don't really care about her, but I thought this was probably the best depiction that you could probably get of her in a movie. The whole fingers in your face thing was pretty decent. Her powers, she seems to be very powered, very, very powerful. And I didn't quite understand why she killed Johnny Storm so quickly and then just couldn't kill everybody immediately when she felt like it. Like, what was the point in even doing all the things that she did? Like, how did she even give Wolverine and Deadpool the chance to get close to her? You know what I'm saying?
Because at one point she says, I got my hands in my pocket, so you know what I'm saying? Or she said, I got to put my hand on you to, because she said something about
Charles being able to do it like gently. I have to touch you to.
Yeah, but she didn't touch Johnny Storm. So that was my whole like, whatever. I was like, that doesn't make sense. But then I said, whatever.
I think she had to touch you in order to like read your mind. But I think she had control of manipulation of molecules at a distance because that's how she was able to. Yeah, that's how she was able to knock Wolverine to the ground. But I thought she was fine. I just didn't understand like, oh, I love it here. I'm the king of here. Essentially, you be the king of everywhere, right?
Right.
With that power. So I just didn't quite get it, but I didn't care enough about it. The
Yeah.
visually, what she brought to the table, I thought was pretty good. I'm just generally against bald white women in any superhero movie.
And that's the second timestamp we need. Go ahead.
The timestamp. That's the title of the show. No bald white women. Man. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
I'm
I'm
just
anti
solid.
Popeye the Sailor Man, man. He goes swimming with bald headed women, my nigga. Fuck him and fuck him too.
Yeah, listen, I was just generally against them, but I thought she was fine in her role. As far as the TVA person, absolutely not. I wish that wasn't a thing. I get they probably used it the best way you could use it. I wasn't that offended by it, but like his character and the whole aesthetic of the TVA, I fucking hate it. I hated it during Loki on the season that I thought was decent.
Yeah.
Like until Matt came through and crushed the buildings. But I never liked that whole it's actually 1940. Fucking contrary to what you believe, that this super fucking high-tech futuristic place is actually based on the 40s. I hate that whole idea, that whole aesthetic. I hate all that shit. And so his little stupidness and what is he doing? I'm not going to leave my office. I'm just going to wonder what he's doing from over here and shit.
But
Are you
for
building
me,
something that could destroy all of time?
but
We
yeah,
go to the end of the movie.
that shit killed me. But once again, that's a main player in whatever the future plans they got for the TVA. And at first, I was like, well, damn, they could have just gave Owen Wilson a payday. But okay, now he's operating rogue separate of the TVA. So, like I said, that's why I didn't care for it, but I didn't mind it too much. But
Okay,
yeah,
Yeah, I didn't mind it too much, but I didn't care for it. Don't get your fucking Marvel in my Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it. Like, don't get too much of that shit into this other shit here. And I don't want Deadpool, like, let this movie make Marvel better rather than make Marvel bring these movies down. Like when the X-Men finally come and all that shit, don't Marvel it up. Let it raise Marvel up.
my brother, let me talk to you. Let me talk to the people. Let me just talk to the people out there one moment. But that to me was the desperation, man. Well, that's where I love the movie. I enjoyed myself. I was thoroughly entertained. But this is what I'll say, man. This goes. We started talking with the Dr. Doom casting of Robert Downey Jr. With the stunt casting, I should say, and then I say the last thing I saw, right? If we're talking about the end credit scene, all these people for the last 14 years or however long, who have grown up and revered and thought of Chris Evans, right?
Mm-hmm.
As none other than Captain America, the true blue Boy Scout. The most recent thing I've seen from that man on a Marvel property is fuck that bitch. I'd skull fuck the ashes. Which means that this nigga wasn't even in, he didn't even make an old people cameo in Falcon and Winter Soldier. To the best of my knowledge, I doubt he'll be in Captain America 4. The only way you was able to get this man back, hey, you can do whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to be Captain America. You know what I'm saying? And now Marvel is finally getting their comeuppance, man. Right? Because they are the people mainly responsible for this landscape in Hollywood we got now, where it's not about the actor, it's about the movie. And we can put anybody in there and make you love them. And now the universe is correcting itself. Because that ain't the case. We want the people we want. Fuck that bullshit you talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's about the actor. To me, it seems like they feel like they can make us just like whatever character they decide that we should like, and we're going to like them because they say that the plot of the movie says we should like them. And I think that's their main issue. They're forgetting that you have to build these people up in order for us to care.
Okay,
well,
so
yes,
you're saying that you didn't clap out loud when you saw Hunter B-15 from the TVA? You guys weren't clapping about that?
If only I knew which one that was, my
It's
friend.
the intellectual property. Yay. Yeah, man. But no, I'm just saying, like the Kevin Feige, Ike Perlmutter, all them niggas, they came to the point, you know what I'm saying? They drove Terrence Howard nuts. But you know what I'm saying? Over the fact where boom, we got y'all niggas under contract for 19 movies, right? And even though this movie made $23 billion, I think when Avengers 1 came out, they was paying the movie made quadruple billions of dollars. Robert Downey Jr. because he ain't have the same Marvel contract everybody had. He was then commanding, yo, give me 100 million or I'm out for every time I appear as Iron Man. And then they said, well, we're gonna get your ass the fuck on out of here and or use you sparingly. But at that time, Chris Evans was probably the next highest paid, and he was making like $3 million a movie, man. So now it's like, yeah, I'll be back when I want to be back, my nigga, and you're gonna pay me however much the fuck I want to be paid. And I appreciate that.
I
love
feel like they didn't come back for Marvel. They came back because of nigga who plays Deadpool. Like he's the guy that brought these people back and brought them together. Like they did it because they believed this movie was going to be culturally relevant. They did it because they thought it was going to be a good movie. They did it because they're probably friends with that guy. You know what I'm saying? There's a chance to be a part of something and get paid a whole bunch of money to just do some quick scenes real quick. But this is no, like, you know what I mean? This nigga wasn't able to go get fucking you know what I'm saying, Black Widow. You know what I'm saying? Scarlett Johansson wasn't going to show up and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and which brings me to my other point is like the other thing I kind of felt was if we talk about are we going to things that we don't really like yet?
Sure, we can.
Okay. So the main thing that I didn't really like is that he was cracking all the jokes he wanted on Marvel about some very light jabs about their successes and failures and convoluted plots of time travel. Nigga, where is all the jokes about the fucking, you know, MCU and shit? Where was all the jokes about the women and all that kind of stuff? You know, it seemed like he was cracking jokes on them, but very sanitized. You know what I'm saying?
He was on brand right now, man. You were on brand.
Like, let's talk about the real shit, my nigga. Like, if you gonna say some real shit, let's talk about the real shit, my nigga. Like, you know, and I feel like Disney was really careful. Told him what he can and can't say. You know what I'm saying? He had to know saying the coke joke, or the cocaine joke, but like, nah, nigga. They told you don't say shit about them alphabet boys. Don't say shit about women. Don't say shit about none of that. Because that's not just male chauvinist shit. Like Kevin Feige came out and said he wants it so that there's more women superheroes than there are men. At what cost, Kevin Feige? At what fucking cost?
Everything, my nigga. Get Magneto in this motherfucker, nigga. Everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so of course they let him make light jabs, my nigga. That's like when you go over a nigga house, you like, hey, it's about time to cut that grass, ain't it? Like you can say that, my nigga, but you can't say, hey, your wife is an ugly bitch, my nigga. You never.
No, this is a nigga who got pegged, which brings me to the next thing I didn't like. But this is a nigga who got pegged in his one movie, nigga. Like he's willing to cross the line, right? So here's what I'm trying to say. Like in this movie, what was the humor? Like it was funny, but like a good 30% of the jokes are just two men have sex, they're gay. That's funny, right? Like it was just a bunch of like gay jokes over and over again. I realize that's what white people do, but at a certain point, like, are gay people laughing along with this or what? Like, are they happy that they're so casually talking about gay sex and that helps it be okay, or are they mad that they're making light of their gay sex? I don't know. I don't know what's the
You know what, man? That's crazy, man. Cause like, you know, they clinked that nigga Dave Chappelle the fuck on up and tried to get him the fuck on out of here. But I've never heard the gay take on Deadpool, man. Cause that is like you said, that's a very large base of his jokes. And in the 90s, because that's the way I live, my nigga, they those would have flew, my nigga. They would have played well. So I don't know and I guess it's kind of like the conservative movie critics you watch where they try to shit on everything except the good shit. You can't shit on the good shit, because it's gonna fall on deaf ears. So I probably believe that's of the same vein as this.
You say you can't shit on the good shit? What do you mean?
I'm saying, like you said, like they point out the shortcomings, everything, but when X-Men '97 came, they couldn't shit on it because
I got you.
Yeah, it's over like gangbusters. So yeah, I'm just saying, like in the same train of thought, like anybody trying to critique Deadpool for comedy
from the gay perspective, yeah,
get the fuck out of here. What are you?
I mean,
what are you
bound
doing?
to happen. It's bound.
But I just never heard it. You know what I'm saying? You would think somebody would complain about something because everybody complains about everything. But yeah, I haven't heard anything.
But that was part of my problem. A lot of the jokes were just derivative of we're gay. Isn't it gay that we're doing stuff? You know what I'm saying? I was like, y'all could have did better.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Although there's no fucking way he would be in it because they clinked that nigga up with the Me Too movement. As a Deadpool movie, it was a gaping hole. Missing as far as T.J. Miller goes.
You think so?
I think Ryan Reynolds used to bounce because I watched the other two Deadpool movies this weekend, and he just he was able to bounce a lot of shit off of him, and a lot of it was just like set up and deliver. Like, so I think they made a good little comedy duo in the first two movies.
You know, I disagree slightly. I disagree. I feel like a lot of their jokes was just like, you look like balls, married balls, and had some balls with it. I feel like that was their.
Well, this is what I'm saying though. I don't think
dynamic.
T.J. Miller's jokes went over but I think they were great setups for Ryan Reynolds' jokes.
So you think he played?
He played the wannabe funny straight man. Yeah, to Ryan Reynolds' hilarity.
I mean, there's certain times where it was funny. Like he had scenes that, like when Cable was about to torture him, and he told him
tell you everything, man. Yeah, yeah. But I'm just saying, him and I think they played off each other rather well. So and it wasn't in this. And even though I know that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are friends, it did seem like, and it's just playing to the character. Like at some point, I'm listening to all his jokes, and I'm looking at Hugh Jackman, and he's giving him a lot of nothing or scowls and shit. I'm just like, damn, nigga.
Yeah, he was on some shut up.
Yeah, he's still running your mouth.
I was like, damn, you don't got one joke to send back at this. And the one time he did say some shit back, he was like, "You'll never be nothing. You'll never amount to nothing. You'll never be here because you don't matter, you little bitch." And I was like, "Is that something Wolverine would do?" I feel like Wolverine had a few good ones. You know what I mean? Like he called Cyclops a good.
I will say that he did chop the top off Cyclops' Jeep and told him his car and told him to drive a convertible. But you know what I'm saying? There's some comedy there somewhere, but you know what I mean? But yeah, so. But that would be my thing. Matt, what you got?
I mean, yeah, I just thought that the villains to me was kind of like the weakest parts, man. Like I feel like them having a very, very like threatening, serious villain for Paradox and for Cassandra would have been better. Playing up Paradox for like another funny man, like it doesn't work when it comes to Deadpool because he's the funny man. Like, you know, like competing for that same space doesn't work. And I would also like to see a little bit more of Wolverine's backstory. I know it's not technically his movie, but you know, it technically kind of is too. So when he was talking about like, oh man, the humans came and they killed the X-Men, I was like, the who came? Are you talking about the humans with like 1,000 Sentinels? Is that what you're talking? You mean the humans came? Like, are you from the dumpy universe all around?
My nigga,
like how does that work? You know,
my nigga, I just knew in my heart of hearts that we are talking the old man's Logan storyline, and he was tricked into killing everybody. I said, nigga, you do not feel all this pain and regret because you went out drinking, my nigga. And you left the gall of you to leave the X Mansion for a couple hours, my nigga.
Yeah, these niggas got mopped up in a couple hours. You know, I've always had a problem with kill all the X-Men stories. Like, nigga, which one of you niggas is good enough to kill all the X-Men? And then, since when is motherfucking Mysterio good enough to, like, trick Wolverine in every form and fashion possible? Like, your ears, your nose, like, this thing was able to trick all your senses, nigga. This
He just wanted to do it. It's like, Logan, how did you not know that was decently rendered CGI? Oh, I don't know, bub. Oh, jeez, he got me good. Like, did he?
Because I could have sworn when you killed Cyclops, you said, "Die, Scott, taking your pick." No. I said, bub,
Like, when you were fighting, German, like, you know, the Marauders in your head, and they were just screaming, please, and they had their hands up, and nobody fought you back. What were you thinking? What was going on there? It's like, some Marauder tricks, bub. Like, okay.
Whoever told him it was okay to just kill everybody anyway? I thought, did Charles Xavier teach you nothing? Nigga, like, what? They're in this X-Men. Murder, death, kill, homicide. Immediately, nigga. Nah, that never sat well with me anyway. And I've watched you lose the Jubilee over and over again, my nigga. Like, nah, nigga, you didn't kill every single X-Men by yourself. That backstory always has some holes in it to me.
Oh, my goodness. So, as the stronger storyline, well, that in the Kill All Mutants, but as the stronger of those storylines, my nigga, a group of the Humans came, definitely ain't cutting it, my nigga. That ain't even close to cutting it. They called.
So would you have preferred Sentinels? Because some people said they sick and tired of Sentinels at this point.
I mean, I would have preferred anything to the Humans came, my nigga. Like,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Like,
I prefer the Mysterio, like, because I was right there with you, thinking that's the only thing that makes sense for this level of tremendous guilt, and everybody's saying he's the worst. Like, oh, why is he the worst? Because he went to get beer while the X-Men got owned by a bunch of like dudes and wife beaters. It makes no sense.
The Friends of Humanity came and shit. Like, even with Logan, they switch it to Professor X. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he had dementia. You know what I mean? Let that be a lesson to you, Joe.
Amazing,
like,
brother.
You know what I'm saying? And he has an episode and kills everybody except Wolverine because of Wolverine's, you know, his powers and whatnot. But yeah, like, anything would have been better, my nigga.
Great change.
Nimrod was on the loose, my nigga. I was over there trying to get some pussy from Unico. Whatever. I don't care. Something.
See, that wouldn't have been his fault. Like, even this is
this is not his fault. That's what I'm saying. Even this ain't his fault, bro.
And to be hated by everyone. How do y'all know exactly what happened, my nigga? Like, was this publicized by the fucking did they do like a 2020 report on him?
They run the papers, my nigga. Come on, man.
I started killing. I killed everybody, even people that had nothing to do with it. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he like pulled a full Liam Neeson on that one. He's like walking around the streets of like Midtown looking for humans with a cudgel. I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah, bro, you went full fucking Anakin Skywalker on him and shit. Like, and even he had even he was respected in the galaxy. I think. So you know what I'm saying? Like, what in the fuck? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand, man. I do not get it. I don't understand. Yes, you killed a lot of people. Good for you, my nigga. Obviously, humans were good enough to overthrow the X-Men, so you know, you might have been somewhat justified, but yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense to
Yeah.
me.
That goddamn dog, my nigga. I'm sure some people are in love with animals. Mm-hmm. They like the dog pool from the comic books, I suppose. Nigga, that shit was annoying and took far too long, nigga, out of the plot. Like, every time he came and he did the slow motion walk, That shit was annoying. I could have did without that. The first time was whatever. The next 3 times, I was like, nah.
I understand. I know that it exists. These people's love for animals, especially the ones that look like they're on death's door. So it once again didn't care but didn't mind. You know what I mean? Yeah, but and then I'm not as well versed in the Deadpool core, so like I know Lady Deadpool, and that was about it.
Gwenpool.
Yeah,
You got no,
Yeah.
yeah. Those are the 2 popular ones, Lady Deadpool and Gwenpool. I would say Gwenpool is actually way more popular than Lady Deadpool now, which is crazy.
Yeah, that it is. And so yeah, when they all started showing up, I was like, oh, okay. Zombie Deadpool, okay.
Baby
But yeah,
Deadpool, Kidpool, like there's just so many that are just the same.
yeah, exactly. So that it was what it was. It made for a good open air hallway scene. So I was all right with it.
Yeah. And that's pretty. There's not really much else to the movie, is it? It's the opening fucking he's his opening fucking going to see Happy, a montage of him living a regular man's life. Then he goes to the TVA. Then he goes to Outworld. No, he goes to the Wolverine verse. Then he goes to fucking the Sands of Time world and shit. Then he spends the majority of the movie there.
Yeah.
And they
I wonder how many people thanked him for explaining exactly what show and what episode you could find any type of reference to this.
Oh yeah.
Goliath. I would love to see the metrics on that shit at the end of the weekend. How many 100% that fucking episode went up and shit. But
how do you agree to have something like this in your movie if you're Ryan Reynolds and you love it so much? How do you agree to have such
once again, I think you have to once again, he's done, like, I think the power comes from him, like I said, creating that first one on a shoestring budget. As long as I give you something, as long as I produce something for Fox and it's in a minuscule budget where they don't care, and you know what I'm saying, all they got to do is put it out. Allow me to use the characters, allow me to use this shit, the intellectual property, and I can put it out. It makes so much more money. So anytime you sit down back at the table, you're the person in command, right? And that's for Deadpool 2. And then now when you come into Disney, you can't, of course, they're gonna have some shit back for you. Like unlike Fox, which Fox was just like, please print us more money, I'm sure. Where Disney is gonna say, well, you got to include this, this, and this. Now, because you are you and you didn't have so much success with this character and all that shit, you can say, well, I don't want to include that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting Miss Marvel in my shit. I'm not putting fucking whatever other demands they had. I'm sure they had some demands. You know what I mean? Because they're Disney and they have some. They claim allegedly they have a plan for everything. So, you know. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that pretty much does it. The only thing I can say, I did watch the other 2. I got bored by the first one, for Deadpool 1. Deadpool 2 was a better watch, I guess, because there was more characters and more stuff to like kind of relive. But I didn't like it as much as the first time I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And then Deadpool 3, I can kind of see it goes along that same line, like you said, shoestring budget. It seemed like Deadpool 2, more stuff happened.
Yeah.
Deadpool 1 is just, whew. It's not hard to get through. It's just kind of like almost nothing there. Like after he turns into Deadpool, and he's like searching for the villains, like that Zamboni scene is just not as funny no more, my nigga. Like,
it was alright, man. was all right, but I get what you're saying. Because it does, for the most part, it does tell the story backwards almost. And yeah, but once again, it's like Kevin Smith making Clerks, man. Like I'm just doing this. In all actuality, I'm not giving you a whole bunch. It's niggas talking. You know what I'm saying? But and even with Deadpool, I remember when that the freeway fight scene came out, and it was all CGI. And I think he dressed up and took it to Comic-Con that year. Didn't even have like a Hall H type deal or nothing like that, but just took it there and showed people it, and that's kind of got the buzz to give it the green light. So yeah, if he was doing all that shit himself, I'm sure it wouldn't have been a lot to the movie. Like it was
was Domino in this movie?
No.
No.
My nigga, that they're leaving that on the fucking table, my nigga.
They're
Domino,
money on the table. Yes.
That was, first of all, she's fine as a motherfucker. Nigga. Second of all,
shout out Zazie Beetz.
Second of all, that power was amazingly shown. That to me still stands out. And the whole little argument is not a power, it is a power. It's not a power. Entertaining as fuck. Way better than the kid cursing. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. So the little Andy Milonakis ass kid that's not gonna keep it coming back, my nigga.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose that kid, but that's a mystery within a mystery and shit.
But yeah. Domino is a great character. Like just the different ways you could depict her power and shit. Yeah.
Which is crazy because they brought Shatterstar back.
Yeah.
Which is idiotic. Like, no one cares. Why would you? I think they bringing him back was like a joke or something because no one cares. Not one person cares, nigga. Why is Shatterstar even exist, my nigga? Like no one cares.
It's the link to Mojo World, man.
Yeah. Speaking of the worst things ever created. Yeah, Mojo World is one of the worst things. Was that created for the cartoon?
No.
I don't think so.
No, that was a comic before the cartoon.
Yeah, terrible idea. Well, yeah, bring back Domino. He said Cable didn't test well with audiences. What is that?
Well,
what is that in real life?
Cable is Thanos. I mean, what's the name is Thanos?
Yeah, but not. Yeah, you know what I
mean. and he already know. They probably said, "Hey man, let me bring that man." And they said, "Nah, we already know we got to pay that nigga now, nigga. You got your Chris Evans, right? You got Chris Evans for a day. Take him or leave him, man." So yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see Cable come back. I mean, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
And they probably want to do that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about when they got to start selling the money out, man. You know what I'm saying? There's some people in this movie that cost a pretty penny. And they're not Wesley Snipes.
Okay, so I don't have anything else to say about Deadpool. It was entertaining for what it was. It's going to make them a mountain of cash.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to lead them in the right direction, though. I think they're going to learn all the wrong lessons from it. And they're going to say, see, silliness sells. We just got to get silly. And that's the exact opposite tack they should take for every other movie. This is not a Marvel movie. This is a brand. And it was already successful. And all you did was slap a Marvel Disney thing on it. You know what I'm saying? That's all you did. So they definitely are not going to learn anything. And I don't think it gains them any momentum. I think it buys them a little goodwill. But as I said in the beginning, it's going to be quickly degraded when these other properties come out. And I think the main lesson that you should learn from this is that if you get passionate people that really care and not people who fucking make She-Hulk without even reading the comic books and not even knowing lawyering and shit and just don't care, and doing it for shits and giggles to stick it to the fans, you're going to get crap. You're going to get garbage. But if you get people who really care and take it seriously and really want to make the best movie they can make, you get movies like this, which are movies we used to get all the time. We were spoiled. Yeah, I don't think it's going to spark anything. X-Men 97 was a breath of fresh air. And what did they do? They brought back the what if fucking guy to do season 2. They're not going to learn any lessons. They don't want to learn any lessons. They think they can do no wrong. This actually, going through the Wolverine verse, was better than What If, was better than fucking Doctor Strange 2, where he went through all the different worlds and it amounted to absolutely nothing. It's fucking
This is lesbian
multiverse.
world. This is fucking pizzas and a ball verse. Right? Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Red
This
means
is
stop
crayon
and green
world.
means go. Like what?
The 3D Paint, Microsoft 3D Paint verse. Whoa.
Yeah, and I think this was an example, a shining example, of like, if I can make allusions to the fucking invasion. This is a shining example in wrestling. This is a shining example of what you can do when you have all the different pieces on the board and how you can be creative and make them come in, pay them respect, and get the ones that don't matter the fuck out of there and take the good ones that do matter and make it work. Do y'all think Wolverine comes back again, or you think he's done? Do you think he's gonna make him work till he's 90, or that nigga's done?
I hope he's done. I'll be honest with you. I mean, because
I mean, he's in the world now. Like he's literally a part of the universe now.
And I don't want to make this. I don't want to include too much wrestling for the normies. I think this was a great send off. I think anymore you're encroaching Undertaker territory, man. Where it's
But
just
here's
like,
my only thing though. It's like, how do you go to the next story and he's not a part of it if he's in the world now? That particular Wolverine.
I thought that's a different. Because no. I think that's still not his world.
Yeah. it's
No,
not.
but he's still there though.
No, I'm saying like no, because he went to 616 to join the Avengers, but he's not in 616.
No,
'Cause
I
when
know
they
that.
went-
I know that he's in Deadpool world. But what I'm
Yeah, I
saying
know.
is, when they revisit Deadpool 4, how is Wolverine not in it?
Well, I'm saying once they start doing Avengers and whatnot, I would assume that you include the cash cow, or you give the cash cow a piece of the scenery like they did for Black Panther after he made $1 billion. So I think they're gonna have to somehow integrate him into 616.
Are we talking about Deadpool or Wolverine?
Deadpool.
So what I'm saying is, at this point, as far as the fans know, if you're a fan of Deadpool and you
Yeah.
don't go see Black in America, you don't go see whatever, you don't go see these next couple movies, but then you go see Avengers, do you expect to see Wolverine if Deadpool shows up? If you go see
Not
Deadpool
necessarily.
4, do you expect to see Wolverine if Deadpool shows up?
Not necessarily. I mean, I wouldn't. I can't speak for the average person because sometimes.
Okay,
the average
when do you think
person
Deadpool
decides
4
what they
comes
thought.
out?
Yeah, I mean, the average person is expected to see Batman in these movies. Like honestly, but
Oh my God, man, talk about it. Talk about it. Where was Batman?
like, so
Audible groan. But yeah.
So are you saying that you believe the Wolverine character is just done now? We're never going to get to see him
I
again?
mean, like I said, I can't speak to what they would do, right? But I can.
But I mean, narratively, he has to come back. Like, what the fuck? Same thing with Cable. Like, I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. But that speaks to the point is you would think, narratively speaking, Cable would have to come back, and he didn't. They brought his watch back, but they didn't bring him back. So yeah, I think whatever they make is whatever they make. You know what I'm saying? And I think they have such a slate in place right now that they have 100 other things that have to come out. They're gonna flop. They suck, but they have 100 other things that's gonna come out. So by the time you get back to Deadpool by itself, I don't think you bring Wolverine back, or I think you have some other reason to do something else.
You think that nigga, if they do bring him back, do you think he says yes? Because that
I
nigga
hope
is
not.
in superb condition, man.
I don't think that was all real, brother.
That amount of steroids can't fit into his
No,
body.
because I just watched the whole video on YouTube the other day. It might be uncommon knowledge, but I live overnight, my nigga. And so I watched a video on YouTube the other day about people that had prosthetic builds in movies where you didn't realize they had them. And yeah, that nigga, the comedian, wore a muscle suit in Watchmen. And I said,
Not
why?
the comedian, my nigga.
Yes, but still, like, yeah, my nigga, that wasn't him, my nigga. I that's prosthetics, my nigga. That was not no damn Hugh Jackman, 78 years old Hugh Jackman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man. If he just ate some broccoli and chicken, man.
Yeah, and you know why I say that wasn't him? Because it didn't have him like that throughout the whole movie. And I think after the Wolverine, he was finished with that, doing that type of shit.
Yeah. I mean, that was only in the scenes where he had a mask on too, anyway. So obviously.
So I don't think that was him. He wouldn't have did that for one scene, man.
Well, you ruined the whole movie for me, my nigga. I give it an F, nigga. All right.
I think either the Wolverine or was it or Days of Future Past, whichever one of those came out last. I think that was the last time he was doing that. Cause my nigga, I think in Logan he was on the ice cream diet. So yeah, I think he was done with all that, bro.
Well, anyway.
Matt, do you have any hope for the future?
I don't want to see Robert Downey as Doom, so probably not.
Why don't you want to see it? Why don't you want to see it?
It reeks of desperation, man. Like Robert Downey, man, like he's better than that. I don't want to see him going back to the well. It's weird because it's the same universe. It's the same reason why we never wanted to see Kirk come back and play like a different character. It's just bizarre and reeks of desperation, man. Honestly,
but my thing is this, and I have to the way we began, the way we ended, like Sean was about to say. Are they not in desperate times though?
I don't. I think, but here's the thing. I don't think it's like this is my Hail Mary shot and I'm putting all the eggs in the basket of making sure that the presentation is great. I think the Hail Mary was the announcement.
Yeah.
Hey, he's back.
This is what you guys want, Robert Downey. Oh, Iron Man's back. Whoa, kind of. He is an ironed man. Like, oh god, here we go.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just don't think they can pull that one off. And that almost goes back to the She-Hulk conversation, man. Like, just give me the Hulk visually in live action. Just give me the Hulk. I don't need derivatives of the Hulk. Actually, I almost don't need derivatives of any character in live action.
My nigga, no, you don't almost. It is the worst thing you can possibly do. It's literally...
I can't think of a single example. I was trying to give some wiggle room in case there was an exception, but I can't even think of an exception.
You don't even need Robin. How about that?
Wait. Okay, so you said live action derivatives.
Yeah,
like She-Hulk, Ironheart.
Oh god.
X-23 while we're at it.
Lady Thor, yeah. There's
the worst example. Fucking I married a rich man, so I get to wear his suit. From Iron Man.
Oh, Iron Maiden. But yeah,
yes.
Like freaking oh god, yeah.
Do
you count War Machine?
I was gonna say, like, War Machine almost lands on the I don't care. Like, I'm glad a black man gets a job, but at the same time, didn't need him.
For some reason, War Machine is different, but I can't figure out why he has an exception.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Maybe because his name is War Machine. I think it's just a cool ass name, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And it's not if his name was Iron War or Iron Lord or something like that. Ironmonger, Iron fucking any of that shit. Nigga, he would have been get him the fuck out of here. But because his name is War Machine, that's just the cold ass name, man.
it is a cold ass name, but I'm saying like live action version, like when Terrence Howard said "Next time, baby," I didn't feel cheated. Like,
Okay, so I mean, obviously, since you don't count War Machine, clearly you don't count my boy, the U.S. agent, or his sidekick, Battlestar.
And you know what? Do you know what?
What you know? What you know? No good, my nigga.
I'm starting to think we're onto it, but the naming naming mechanism really changes things. The naming mechanism really changes things. Wasn't mad at U.S. agent, buddy.
Yeah, he lands on that line of didn't need him. If they omitted him tomorrow from everything in the future, I wouldn't say, "Oh my God."
That's absolutely true. He's inconsequential to everything moving forward, buddy.
Not my man's in them. Nah, yeah. Nah.
Okay, isn't he going to be on the Dark Avengers as well?
Yeah, he's going to be on the what are they? The Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
What a lineup! What a lineup! What a show! What a show! Aren't they doing Iron Wars too?
I hope not.
I think they are. I think that's going to be Don Cheadle's show or whatever, where they're going to do all the different Iron Suit people.
Is Don Cheadle not 65 years old?
He's older
like 75
than
years
that.
old.
Yeah, he's older than that.
He's like Biden, man. And like the last time we left off his character, I mean, he was anemic and crippled, and like you got swapped by a scroll from like probably first Iron Man. It was just awful. So, yeah.
Oh my God! Didn't not even have the walking issue in Secret Invasion.
Well, I think he got swapped out before he got paralyzed.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, shouldn't he still have a walking issue? Shouldn't his Skrull counterpart still have a?
He got
swapped. His Skrull counterpart should have immediately decloaked when he got paralyzed. And like,
my back, nigga! Fuck all this shit, nigga!
Oh my God!
Get these paramedics away from me! Call the spaceship, nigga! Get some goddamn hands off me, bitch! My spine, both of my spines are broken, nigga.
It's your L1, your L2, your oh God!
My neck and my thorax, nigga. Goddamn. Oh. Somebody call a fucking veterinarian, nigga.
A scalpel! Get this dumb motherfucker away from me, nigga! Get me a phaser gun, my nigga. These dark age medics, nigga, get the fuck away from me, man.
Bring the regeneration machine, nigga. What the fuck are y'all doing? It hurts. It hurts. Bring me milk of the poppy, goddamn. It hurts.
Nigga, one of my 18 lungs are punctured. Nigga, what the fuck? I can't breathe. This is supposed to be a simple mission. You motherfuckers.
He dropped me on my ass, nigga. Oh, shit. Oh shit! Why did they just let that nigga die? Did that movie need something moving like that?
It should have. It should have, man. That should have been a little anchor right there, man. Oh my God. That's funny.
Podcrack, right? Real guys talking that real shit.
New episodes weekly.
Rate, comment, and subscribe.